Hi, it's Richard from West Ham News Official. Just a review from Sunday, West Ham United 0, Brighton 2, and my player ratings. If you're looking for 7s or 8s, then you need to go and look at the Brighton player review and get the review from them. Okay. For the first 17 minutes, we didn't look too bad. We looked like we were going to cause problems, and it looked like we were going to possibly end our voodoo against Brighton, but that wasn't to be the case. 18 minutes on the clock, Zuma goes forward with the ball, an easy pass into the middle of the field, which would have, I think it was to which would have been Declan Rice. Pass was cut out easily. Ball played forward. Danny Welbeck on the edge of the box. Carrera came across to try to get back, try to make the tackle. Unfortunately, caught Welbeck, knocked the ball, and penalty was given. Went to VAR, but it was a penalty. McAllister stepped up, took the penalty, sent Fabianski the wrong way. 1-0 to Brighton. That is about as good as it got for West Ham. Brighton fully deserved it. Their second goal, their second goal was just, well, I don't even know how to explain it. Ball went forward. It was flicked round the corner, past Zuma, straight to Leandro Trossard, who had the freedom of the London Stadium to run into and then slot past Fabianski as he came out. Defending was disastrous, but it's not just it. But now it's not just the one game. Now it's now getting to the point. It's now 3 games now where we haven't even scored. The fact that we haven't scored is worrying, but what worries me more is the fact that we're not making any chances. We're not actually converting any chances that we do get, which is probably about 3 per game. Forest, okay, we created and should have scored, but against City at home and against Brighton at home, no chances created, no goals scored. Still no goals scored in the Premier League. That's now 3 games gone, no goals for, 5 against. It's not good enough. It really isn't good enough, and especially when you look at last season. Last season we scored in every single home game. I wonder whether not having a Mark Noble in the side, in the dressing room, has got something to do with it. You think, his leadership, his quality, his ability to bring people in, get them involved, and his captaincy, really. Is Declan Rice the right player to be captain of West Ham? He's 23 years old, supposed to be Mark Noble's protege. Is it the right decision? There are other leaders on the pitch that could take captaincy. At the moment, you've got Cresswell, Zuma, Fabianski. Even Thomas Souček has captained the Czech Republic. And I just wonder whether the pressure of the captaincy on Declan Rice is too much for him at this stage, especially with the fact that we are struggling so badly. It was quite ironic that the one game we have won, and the one game where we have actually played pretty well, was the one game that Declan Rice could not play in, against Viborg. So it just does make you think: is the pressure of captaincy too much? Especially when I go through my player ratings after this, when you'll see how low the ratings for everybody, and I mean everyone, is. It just seems to me that I think he needs help there. I think when Sofal went down, Mark Noble or most captains would have gone over to see their player, see how he is, and would have communicated to the bench. When Sofal went down, Declan Rice just stood there. Which that's not good from your captain. Your captain's supposed to be the one that galvanises the team, gets them all together, gets the players together. If he wants to go for a drink, goes for a drink, and says to them, what the hell are we doing here? What the hell is going on? Why are we so bad? What has happened? You can't blame new players because we only had one that started yesterday. I personally think we need to go back to the drawing board. And I personally think if you don't want to change your system, David Moyes, fine, that's up to you. Don't change your system, but change your players, because the players you have got playing are not doing the job. They're not up to the job. Well, whether it's because we've been found out, and so teams know how to play against us now, or whether it's just a case of we are just not gelling at the moment for some reason, which I don't see how we can't gel when we've been the same team for pretty much 2 years, well, at least a year, year and a half. And it just makes me think, how poor we have played this season, how poor, and how badly we have dealt with this situation this season so far. There's no creativity. There's no passing and then moving and looking for the ball to get the ball back. There's no forward runs. There's no interchanging. It's slow. It's painful to watch, to be honest. I was at the game on Sunday, and usually I go to the game and I'm upbeat. I think, today will be the day. I was optimistic that yesterday we would actually beat Brighton. Although they are our bogey team and they do seem to have that over us, all records are there to be broken. And I personally believe that we should have been on the front foot and we should have taken the game. Yeah, obviously the penalty does change things. David Moyes said that the penalty changed things. Yes, it did. But if we'd gone 1-0 down and it had been from open play, it still would have been the same thing. They still would have scored. We still would have been 1-0 down. So, okay, it changes things. Well, how about you change things? There was no sign at most of that match that David Moyes was going to change things. There was no change in formation. There were no changes at half-time, which I thought was ludicrous in the extreme, to be honest. It took, 10-15 minutes until he made changes in the second half. And then at one point he did have Scamacca and Antonio on. Antonio went wide, but then that was literally 10 minutes, and then he took Antonio off and put Cornet on, and he still only had the one up front. If when you actually look at the team shape, it was just very, very, very poor. Brighton deserved the win. Congratulations to Brighton. And we've got Villa away next weekend. Am I looking forward to it? No. To be honest, that's my honest opinion. I am not looking forward to Villa at all. And then we've got Tottenham and Chelsea, and then followed by Newcastle, I believe. And then we've got Tottenham and Chelsea, and then followed by Newcastle, and then followed by Newcastle, and then we've got Tottenham and Chelsea, and then followed by Newcastle, I believe. And then followed by Newcastle, I believe. out of those 4 games, I don't know where we're going to get a win from. I really don't. I don't see us going to Villa Park and winning. I don't see us beating Tottenham. I don't see us beating Chelsea. And that leaves Newcastle, and they've just drawn 3-3 with Manchester City, a team that tore us to shreds in the opening day of the season at our place. So that is very worrying for me. But we will see. I mean, you know, I'm more than prepared to hold my hands up if we do beat Villa and say, yeah, I was wrong. If he persists in picking the same certain players, I don't see any change. Okay, player ratings. Okay, Fabianski, I give a 6. Didn't have too much to do, but did concede twice. Went the wrong way for the penalty. Tried to close the angle for Trossard. Trossard's too good. So I give him a 6. Sofao went off injured. Ben Johnson had to come on. Sofao, I give a 5. He did try to get forward when we could, which wasn't often, but he did try to get forward, and he did carry the ball forward a few times. Not at fault for either goal. Maybe it's slightly at fault for the penalty. Maybe caught out of position, but that was down to Zuma playing the ball the way he did and losing the ball where he did. But still, I think you couldn't possibly say Sofao should have been closer to Welbeck. Okay, Zuma, 3. At fault for the first goal, definitely, and out of position for the second. Very poor, very poor from Zuma. Carrera, 5. He was very comfortable on the ball. Very, you know, he could take the ball down and in close areas and keep control and keep. Yes, he gave away the penalty, but that's why he's got a 5. Because I don't blame. I mean, it was Zuma's fault for the 2 goals. I don't know any other way of putting it. There was no way. The ball was flicked around Zuma to Trossard, who had then, as I say, the freedom of the park to run onto and score. So I give Carrera 5. Cresswell, I give 5. Didn't do anything wrong as such, but didn't really give us any creativity either. A couple of corners towards the end, maybe, but there was no threat from Cresswell. Thomas Souček, I give the central defensive midfield 4 between them. That tells you how much I can give them each. To Thomas Souček, I give 2. Nothing from Souček whatsoever. No running, no control, no tackling, and the same for Declan Rice too. There was nothing from Declan Rice. If any managers were looking at Declan Rice and thinking you want 150 million for him, well, I'm sorry, that performance you're likely to get 5 million for him. The performance yesterday was so poor. And then we go forward. Bowen, I give a 5. There was runs there. He did pressure and he did push forward and he did make some good runs. But again, leading to nothing really. And defensively, he's supposed to be defensive cover. Nothing really there from Bowen. He was jogging about and things. So I'll give Bowen a 5. Ben Rama, now, that's an interesting one. Give Ben Rama a 5 as well. There were flashes and glimpses from Ben Rama. At one point, he actually took the ball from round about halfway on in our own half, beat 2 Brighton players, ran down the wing, and crossed it to nobody. Okay, yes, you can blame. Yes, you can say he shouldn't have crossed it, but when your wide man is running forward with the ball, you bust a gut to get in there. Whether you bust a gut and you're in the middle, in the near post, middle post, back post. If the ball's played to the back post, there was nobody there. No Brighton player was at the back post. This West Ham player had been at the back post. It was a hell of a heck of a chance. But really, again, no, it's got to. It's got to be better. It's got to be better. Fornals, 3. No, 2. Again, Fornals was, for me, a lot of the problem started with Fornals just not being the player we know he can be and the player he has been through the especially through the last few years when he's been with us. Not good at all. Antonio, 4. Poor, very, very poor. You can see he doesn't seem fit. Same can be said for Zuma, but I've done Zuma now. This is Antonio. Doesn't seem fully fit. Maybe needs a couple of games to be dropped for a couple of games. Not even on the bench maybe, to make him really, to give him that time to get himself 100%, get his head in the right headspace, and start to be the beast that we know he can be and the player that he can be. As I said, there were substitutions. Skamaka came on, couldn't make any impact. I'd give him a 5. Cornet came on. I give him a 5. He was running around a lot more and trying a lot more, so I give him a 5. Johnson came on for Sifal. Didn't really see that much of him. I'll give him a 5. It was just very, very, very poor. Lanzini came on for 4 hours, and even Lanzini, there was nothing from him. I'd give him a 4 even. There was literally nothing from Lanzini. We had no running, no spraying the ball or running from deep, or trying to get past players. The ball was going sideways and backwards, not going forward at all. It was just absolutely very, 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 very poor and dire. I don't really know what else to say about the game, to be honest. By all means, if you've got anything to say anything, if you noticed any different to what I did, by all means, put your comments down. If you want to talk to me, if you want to come on a show, and we can have a good talk about what's going on and what's going on at the club at the moment, maybe. there will obviously be transfer rumours over the next couple of weeks. I think it's the 1st of September, 11 p.m. the window shuts. So we'll talk. Well, you know, we'll in future videos, once that's finished, me and Stephen will probably talk about that. You know, what we, you know, who we've brought in and what we think of the players that we have brought in. We'll talk about what's going on, you know, what's going on results wise, and we'll just see how see where we are from that. I know there's still a few. Listen, we've got. I think we've got another 4 games this month. I think not 100% sure, but I think we've got Viborg, Villa, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Chelsea. I think they're all in August. So we got a lot of games coming up, and I think we need to change the team around big time. If Moyes insists on playing one up front, we'll play one up front, but play Skamaka from the start, play Cornet from the start, put Benrahma in the number 10 role. That's where he excels. That's where he was brilliant against Forest. You know, keep Bowen on, have Bowen on the right, then make changes in the central defensive midfield. Maybe give Downs a chance in place of Souček. Give Rice license to go forward, but Downs stays back. Is Zuma fit? Don't know. If not, maybe Ogbonna can come in and play, and you have Carrera and Ogbonna as your centre backs. Is Soufal good enough at the moment? If not, you've got Ben Johnson at right back. Left back, there's not much of a choice. If you've got Ben Johnson at right back, you can't have him at left back. Aaron Cresswell is the only left back we have. Areola in goal for Fabianski, maybe. Listen, I don't know. I don't know the solution. I'm not West Ham's manager, but I sure as hell would be looking for a solution. I sure as hell would be looking at changing the team around. I sure as hell would be looking at a plan B, because there was no plan B yesterday. You know, as I said, when Skamaka came on, all that happened, Skamaka came on and Antonio went like left wing. You know, why are you playing Antonio left wing when we've got a left winger sitting on the bench, a new left winger sitting on the bench? He was 17.5 million, but he would have been worth more than that had Burnley stayed up. That 17.5 million release clause was because it was there if they got relegated, which obviously they did. So he would have cost a lot more than that. So yeah, I think you know, we have to believe that Moyes will get us out of this. We have to believe that the players will turn up for a game every now and then, and we have to believe that we had so much bad luck against Forest. We have to believe that we're owed that the other way. Going in our favour instead of against us for every game. But that's it for now. As I say, if you want to leave any comments, if you want to if you want to give your own player ratings, if you think mine are too harsh or not harsh enough, maybe, then by all means add it on the in the comments, and you know, we can have a chat about that. I don't know when me and Stephen will be on next. Possibly Sunday. Possibly there might, if there is confirmed transfers. I'm not going to do rumours, because I know people are getting fed up with the rumours. If there are confirmed transfers, West Ham do sign anybody, then I will, or Stephen, there will be a video go up either on this channel or on YouTube or on TikTok. Either of those channels, there will be something go up, a video go up about them. Okay, so only thing to say now is, come on you Irons, We can do this. We've been in this position before. We can do this. We can turn it around. Okay, thanks for watching.